by doing a little cosmetic grooming. And we're going to do kind of a Portuguese water dog type trim on him. Not completely, as Drew said, it's kind of a little off, but we're going to give a cute little round head with this. Okay, so I'm using a 2 magnetic attachment comb, and right where he starts to dip is actually right where I'm going to start my clipper work, just right before that. And this time I'm using a 30 blade underneath my 2 magnetic attachment comb, because he's got a thicker coat. He is a mini doodle, that's all I know. Okay, so we're going to come off the tail set. Now, when you're doing a Portuguese water dog or a lion type of tail, the best way to figure out how to place the end of the tail is when you arch the tail over their back, you want to line it up with the top of their hip bones. So that's where you want the pattern to be. Check our line up here. Good boy. All right, it's looking good. We're going to go ahead and follow up. I like to reverse down the back side of the tail. That's my personal preference. It's just less scissor work for me later. Match the sides. Take a look at it again. There we go. All right. So we're going to give them cute little incubation here. Good boy. And we're going to bend his leg. Keep your trouble still. With a leg. Pick up his leg and right at the bend of the back of his knee here. And we're going to stop our clipper work right there. Take it right down. Now his rear end is set a little bit low, so I'm not actually going to take off too much hair right here. I'm actually going to scissor. I'm going to scissor that and hope you can see it. Little butt. He acts like a doodle, huh? Blend right off. Blend his hips straight down. We don't want him walking around looking like he's wearing saddlebags or pantaloons. Straight down. Good boy. They're very busy. Now right here is where his dip starts. So you have to be very careful. We don't want to go too high above that. But then I'm going to come down on his rib cage, because he's a pretty solid dog other than that. Good boy. I'm going to carve out his loin a little bit. Make sure we back rub. Okay, he's starting to take a little bit of shape here. Come around to the front. Take all the hair off of his shoulders. Not going to go too far up into his wither region. Good boy. No, you don't need to know that. Good boy. Now, because he's such a solid dog, I'm to find this tuck up here. I'm going to find this tuck up right here, and I'm actually going to reverse my clipper underneath here because he is that heavy in chest that I can. If he was very slight in chest, I wouldn't be able to do it because that would throw off the balance of the dog. But you can just kind of reverse it in there. Also, because he's a curly-coated dog, that helps out too. If they were straight-coated, it'd be a little more challenging. Okay. Go ahead and get the hair off underneath here. There's armpit. Good boy. All right, so we're going to find that point of shoulder, and we're going to set the leg underneath him. So here's the back of the elbow, the front of the elbow, the point of the shoulder. We're going to set his shoulder leg back. Put that leg right underneath him. And again, we want to keep angulation and style on our pet trims, even if they're in a short pet trim like this. The reason why we do that is because it gives them more style for the owners, and they're going to like coming to you more than Sally down the street that doesn't do anything. So the more you can make yourself a rare gem in the grooming market of where you are, the better it's going to be for you, clientele-wise. You're going to have to hire new people and have a waiting list, up your prices because you have such a long waiting list. So right here at the throat latch, we're going to start our clipper work. For those of you that were not here earlier when we were discussing the throat latch, if you take your hand, run it along the bottom jaw, right where that meets your throat, that's where your throat latch is. Here we go, leg. Okay. Good boy. I'm going to pull his ear forward. Blend out, I'm not going directly behind the ear, I'm just skimming that shoulder and the neck together. Doing a little bit of this right here. Since we already have the two on the clipper, we'll see what we like, or what that looks like on his ears if we like it. Brush that up. He's got such cute little ears, kind of like a little cartoon character. Good boy. So where that ear naturally folds over is where I'm starting my clipper work. If I go any higher above that, it's going to look pinched. Good boy. I'm going to go ahead and take off the hair behind the ear. Okay, go ahead and get to the other ear. Again, finding that fold in the ear. Good boy. All right. Next, we're going to put the 0 metal exhaust component on the clipper. And we're going to take hair off. We don't have to scissor all this in. We're going to take hair off on the top line where that dip was. So we're going to find his withers. It's going to take some of that length off. What it's going to do is it's just going to blend that in for us so we have to do minimal scissoring. Good boy. boy. I'm going to go ahead and click out the insides of his ears. Because he's lighter in skin color, I'm actually going to use a 15. I don't know how often he's had the insides of his ears shaved. They look pretty short, but I don't know him. So if this was a client in my shop, for the first time I'd do a 15, and then I would slowly work my way down to a 30. Now, making sure that you hold that ear in your hand and clip towards the out edge of the ear, never down. Clip the hair out in front of his ear, being cautious with that ear flap. Good boy. And around to this side. Do the same on this side of the ear. Cautious of that flap. Good boy. All right. Good boy. Go ahead and pull my scissors out. Does anybody need to get the chocolate from yet? Always wanted to go to the theme park, but never made it just yet. Okay, my friend. Turn down. All right. So now I'm going to hold his tail straight out. I'm going to comb his coat up. Scissor in his top line level. Normally I would hold his tail straight out, but I want to keep him from turning his body. So I'm just going to come in